IP about right here. So, hello, welcome to Red Cardinal Tarot. Uh, I'm gonna, I'm an intuitive psychic. I don't know, however you want to word it. You know, I'm here to give guidance, messages, clarity, and confirmations about maybe situations, things you might be dealing with, spiritually, mentally, physically, relationship-wise, potentially even maybe something that's like spiritual, something maybe spiritual going on. Um, been doing readings for probably a little over a year and some change now. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely wanted some practice and some experience, before I came on online, and did my own channel, my own thing. I was actually going to try and do it a year ago, ironically, but I was kind of led and guided to postpone, put it on pause, and hold off on things. And uh, I'm grateful for that because within that time, I learned a lot. The Most High definitely showed me a lot of certain things that I might have needed to work on. As far as internally or my aspects, or even maybe emotionally. So I can heal and integrate and actually be able to do this, for other people and help them out, and to be open and honest and truthful, and to actually be able to be relatable to, a wide range of people and circumstances, not only from, potentially things my goofy self might have done and put myself in, not knowing at the time, or just what life has thrown my way and has I've had to come through, So within doing so, I've always been passionate about, psychology and what kind of makes us tick and what makes us think and what makes us just do certain things. And then, when I started, having an awakening, years ago, pretty much roughly started around, I want to say 2018, uh, kind of into 2019. It kind of got postponed, you know, had one of those weird situations where I had things potentially not to my acknowledgement at the time that was trying to delay and slow me down, and et cetera, et cetera. We already know. If you know, you know. If you don't, then I definitely incline you to educate yourself and maybe some books. You can definitely ask me. I definitely have some books that I can definitely recommend to people just beginning a spiritual journey or just simply wanting to learn more about how maybe things are actually all connected spiritually and physically. Um, so obviously, there's many ways that we can do spiritual work and spiritual things. So I actually wanted to do tarot and channeled messages and stuff like that. I actually might do Reiki later down the road. I don't know. We'll play with it. I've definitely been told that I should do that as well. I don't know. Um, Maybe as the channel grows, and if you guys want to see potentially me also do something like that for you guys, and we can discuss it as a community, because I definitely want to do things that not only I'm gonna be inspired and do, but also something that potentially you as a collective individuals are hoping to gain or to uh, maybe learn or experience, or something like that that's actually going to truly help you evolve and you grow. And obviously, if there's a lot of people saying particular things, then hey, why not? Why not? Let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. Let's get it out there. Let's work through it. And obviously, some of those things, you're just probably going to need to, you're just going to have to pray and meditate and do that, and at the same time, even maybe potentially, book a reading with me, or or with someone else that you might trust, or anything like that. to help, maybe give you the clarity or the guidance, or what you've already intuitively known that maybe you might be second guessing. I do come across a lot of that. I come across some very smart, intelligent people, and even myself was guilty of doing this when I started, going through my spiritual awakening and stuff. Was basically I was like second guessing my intuition. I didn't know if I should trust it. I'd get these downloads, I'd get these nudges, I'd get these confirmations. I'd hear these like song lyrics, that would really kind of just like stick out. And I'm just like, wow, man, what a coincidence, how ironic, And then I'm just like, there's got to be something more to this. There's got to be something deeper to this. And what I slowly learned and discovered over time was, that's one of the ways that our team of highest light and resonance, that might be trying to work with us at that time, that's actually trying to help us out and guide us and lead us. And I think for the longest time, I do know that in a sense the collective's kind of like in a split. We have a split collective that is awakened or is awakening, and we all are evolving as a whole in a collective, and stepping into our purposes and our paths and our desires, and more of those high priest or priestesses energies, and then you have the other collective that potentially, either you guys are just not at that timeline yet, or you're just not at that point yet, and that's okay, because maybe you just don't need to, you just don't need it. It just doesn't need to happen, And then obviously you got the certain people that they're definitely being handled accordingly, because we just don't require their their bullshit anymore in this reality. I definitely think big changes are coming, for the betterment of all. I definitely think and believe that, and you know, I may not be the person that can, you know, change the world, but if something that helped me, spark me, and it led me down an even deeper healing path and journey for my own self, and I've seen how awesome it is and how it can be used wisely and interconnected with a lot of spiritual insight and things as well. Um, so that's kind of why I chose this platform to be more of a channel where I just talk and I just channel, kind of like right now, just channel, just talk to you guys, get these messages out there, just kind of introduce myself, I guess. For I don't know if I want to make this my first video. I mean, I guess this it would be a good one, wouldn't it? It'd be true, it'd be raw, it'd be authentic. And that's what it's all about. So um, obviously, I was working a 9 to 5, 6 days a week, months on months, even sometimes two jobs at once, or 16, 18 hour days, work days, and you know extreme conditions and all that, and circumstances, and it's just been a ride, and it's just like, well, honestly, I kept being nudged and told that I should be doing my own thing. I should be pouring into my own cup, my own desires, my own wishes. And for the longest time, I've always wanted to do something that could help people, and inspire other people. Like I said, if even though I may not be the person that can change the world, but maybe I can still be the person that will guide that person to spark more people into changing the world, and just maybe even create a domino effect. If even if certain, we all wish we could change the world, the best we could as an individual, but maybe it's time that we actually stop focusing on individually and actually more collectively. And as one awakens and transcends and evolves, then that person can kind of figure their purpose and their path out, and then they can also help their friend groups or their people, if they obviously choose to do so. Sometimes you just simply outgrow, you you vibrationally become unaligned with certain people, places, and things, and sometimes it can be really hard to let those things go and to move forward and to find new passions and desires and ambitions and dreams and goals and manifestations that we've always wanted, and maybe we've perceived that it only happens to a certain select few people, or it'll never happen to me, or it's so far obtainable that it's never going to happen, or I'm never going to achieve that goal. So also with making this channel and doing these readings, I really hope to inspire as this channel grows, to show people that when you take that action, when you take the time to heal and integrate, and then you find that passion and desire that really motivates you and it really drives you to step forward and to better yourself, but also help better other people along their way. And it could be, it doesn't have to be spiritual, it could be through music, it could be through art, it could be through food. I mean, hell, we all know that we got that one certain meal, man. Hey, we could be in any kind of mood. We probably eat that, and hey, we'll be all right at least. We might still need a minute or another day or something or whatever. But it's definitely going to cure, make us happy. Or we might have that playlist, or we might have that side hustle, or even that desire that we do that makes us happy. That fills our own cup. And a lot of times it's really funny because one of the things that I've actually learned along my spiritual path is, and I don't know, maybe this is a key, but I've seen that basically, like, whatever you're doing, basically, that actually makes you passionate, it makes you happy, like you do it without you probably realizing you do it, and it makes you fulfilled. A lot of times I've actually seen from what I've learned so far, and the, the people I've helped and stuff as well, uh, within such a short time, I've kind of seen a pattern. It's like whatever you typically are really passionate or you love to do, that kind of like it brings you your own fulfillment and your own joy. A lot of times, that's kind of like a signal or an indication of that actually might be something that you might be uh, being nudged to pursue, on maybe in your free time, or maybe as a side hustle or a side gig, or or even if it's just something for you to kind of like treat yourself, to give yourself that self love, that self care that we all have to do, because as much as we can hope and pray and lean on a very loyal and trusted partner, if we have one, um, but we shouldn't have to rely on that partner to fulfill our own cup. And a lot of things that we learn through spiritual journeys and stuff is ways to, or through our awakenings or a dark night of the souls that really help us through those times, is we start to take more time off and more time into things that we actually cherish and we love, or we're really passionate about, that we really are inspired to do, that we can cultivate for ourselves, or co-create with the divine and our angels or our spirit team, and to actually working as a whole unit instead of like an individual, or or even like perfectionism. I've had to work with that, with having some OCD and stuff. That I've for sometimes I've kind of like I'm like, hey, that's a really great ideal. Oh my goodness, yes, I need it and I want it to go whoop, straight this way. And what I've come to realize is when I'm just gonna take this crystal, when I've only wanted it to go this way right here in particular. Okay, uh, we'll just use a little circle here. Um, so the divine, when the divine wants to try to bring you something, okay, and this can be applied in very many ways in your reality, as far as manifestations, your wishes, your desires, your purpose, the things you want. If we strictly only focus on having it and wanting it one particular way, then you see your spirit team and angels, they can only bring it into you in certain manners, which makes it very hard and limited into doing that. You see what I'm saying? But then if we're like, oh well, as much as I want it to go this particular way, that's the way I'm wishing and desiring and manifesting it. But at the same time, if we're like, well, you know, it could also happen in this manner, or it could come through a friend of a friend, or acquaintance of acquaintance, or something that maybe you don't even know about, it's just been prepared in the background for us, that maybe we don't see yet. And then when you start to expand your consciousness and your mind into having that more open mindset, see now, as you can see, the divine can pour into you and your wishes and desires and manifestations, in a very unlimited potential and possibility that can really help you grow and bring these things into your reality that you've been wanting to have. And that's that's kind of like one of the things that I hope to inspire people to do, is expand their mind, expand their consciousness, to awaken further, to excuse me, to grow and expand, and to do that kind of stuff. And that's what I'm being called to do. So I'm kind of done, I guess, fighting the tide. And the divine and my spirit team was gracious enough to give me kind of like a year more to prepare. But they also have kept reminding me very strongly since 2026 has started that, look, as much as you uh, want to help people, but you like, I want to better myself before I help people. Spirit's kind of always, it's been really heavy for me pretty much to learn this year that even though um, I want to better myself before I better other people, which is a great way to look at things. But they reminded me that I'm always going to be a student, but that's not to say that I couldn't be a teacher in a way, or a guide in some sense, and when I really stepped back and I thought about it and I meditated on it, I was like, wow, like it just, the light bulb moment went off for me, and it was just a beautiful time and a beautiful moment for me, honestly, through my path and my journey. And I just hope that I can inspire others to cultivate that connection to the Most High, to you're strengthening your intuition, your gifts and abilities, or your craft, and for you to pursue or endeavor your own purpose and your own path, and for you to uh, do that, and my, like I said, my intentions with this channel is, as it grows, I pray and ask that, I hope it does, obviously, uh, but I hope, with that, and I know it will. Um, so with and knowing that, yeah, as it grows and it evolves, and we can bring more things potentially to the channel or do more things that I want to do to help you guys as well. As the channel grows, maybe I can start to bring those into uh, this and actually implement those ideals. I got some pretty cool ones. I'm not gonna lie, but either way, we all got cool ideals, right? And if not, well, maybe you need to meditate and get some cool ideals. But I'm pretty sure we all got cool ideals because that's the kind of collective that I wanna rock with, you know. Uh, so yeah, I guess I'm just gonna leave it there. Uh, that's a little intro. If you would like to book a reading with me, for right now, currently, I am kind of starting to slowly get back into the whole social media thing. So just bear with me because I've been off of that stuff for many years now. So right now, the only way to get in contact with me is through my Gmail, and there is a link in the description there. It's redcardinaltarot@gmail.com. Um, if you did get something from the channel today, I do ask you smash the like, or you know if not, say fuck it and hit the dislike. I guess I don't care. Subscribe, maybe hype it up if we get enough likes and stuff. Again, if you'd like to donate to the channel, uh, I would like to actually bring potentially like some editing and stuff like that to the videos. Maybe like kind of like a visual um, kind of thing. Maybe later down the road, like it's like separate video kind of content. You guys could like just kind of wouldn't really per se be like more of a channel. It'd be like a channeled message, but kind of like one of those like imagery like storyline things. I know you probably know what I'm talking. I just can't think of the exact word what you call them right now. So forgive me if you know. Drop it in the comments maybe, um, or if you know how to potentially do that. Yeah, definitely. Maybe give me some tips or pointers. Definitely all ears. I'm open to learn. Uh, might be a minute. Uh, like I said, I haven't really messed with a whole lot of that stuff in years now, so uh, just bear with me. But Gmail's Gmail, so that's fairly basic. And yeah, you know, hopefully you stick around. Like I said, I'm not too sure if I'll make this on my first video. If I do, then cool, why not? And then obviously my next one, I don't know, this might be like a little test run. And then obviously my next reading, I'll probably kind of introduce myself again, um, and then actually probably pull some cards and do a reading. Um, I do have a couple I got to wrap up today. Um, so I don't know. I might just kind of just handle those and then start fresh the next day. So you might see me. I think this is like what 28th, I believe, something like that. 27th, 27th, 28th. So I don't know. You might see me, 29th, 30th. Probably be like my first actual video post. When I do an actual like reading and stuff like that. But yeah, peace out, deuces. See you in the next one. Look forward to meeting all my new soul tribe and collective people. Please do keep the comment section respectful and peaceful of myself and others. I do ask that. Also to respect other people and be polite, as everybody is on different timelines. So please be respectful to other people and common courtesy. Okay. Uh, Definitely. The keyboard warriors and all that, and the evil eye people and all that. You can pretty much just Yeah, fuck off, because we will cuss and curse on this channel at times, as it does happen. I'm not perfect, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I am perfect, or I'm going to be perfect, because everybody makes mistakes. So, within that being said, yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe this might be my first video. Just drop the intro raw as hell, just real as hell. And then that's how I like to keep it as well. Just keep it real, keep it authentic, and keep it respectful. Keep it balanced, keep it moving. And who knows? Maybe I'll get to meet some other tarot readers that that have inspired me. Uh, and if I do cross your path, or we do communicate, then that's awesome, cool. Uh, I do greatly appreciate the ones that I have tapped into that have helped me throughout the years and stuff, as I've seen their channels grow, and them cultivate their craft and their abilities, and it's amazing to see other people do what they love to do, but at the same time inspire other people and helping them. And that's kind of what has really inspired me to do this channel, and to share my wisdom and knowledge. Because I'm like, man, if their wisdom and knowledge can help that many people, then that's a beautiful thing. And if my wisdom and knowledge can help just as many people, and it's not to say I'm trying to compare or anything like that, because I don't manifest comparison. I don't have competition in my reality, because in my reality there's more than enough for everybody to go around. So I don't know if you're in that mindset, then obviously you definitely got some things you need to go work on. Uh, you know, that's definitely some deep rooted shadow work, probably within your inner child, to say the least. But, you know, yeah, I lost my train of thought. They didn't want me to say that shit. Oh, man. I love it. I love it. I love it when you say things and it's so honest and it's so authentic, bro, that the enemy just like they try to like make you go, have a brain fart. But see, what they don't realize is that we roll with the Most High, and even if we lost that train of thought right here, right now, we'll have it again later down the road. We still gonna get it out, baby. You can't stop this. Oh man. Oh man. But yeah, welcome to the group. Welcome to the channel. I'm excited to meet you guys. I hope you guys are excited to uh, participate and indulge, in the readings. And I hope they're inspiring. I hope they're healing. Uh, I hope it brings you the clarity, the intuition, or the insight that you've already known, or you need to know, or that you want clarified. I mean, we're going to try to just touch on all bases, but at the same time, we're not going to put a limit on it. Uh, if I am called to do certain like messages, then I'll definitely post a video about those. Um, but I think the best way I want to do it is just to keep it flowing, just to keep it random. I think we're just gonna each reading is just gonna be more of a what does spirit and creator want us to know, and we're just gonna lead with that and go with that. That way, whatever is being delivered or channeled at that time, potentially might be what the collective or the individuals that might be seeing those videos at that time. Um, as obviously, it's not a coincidence if videos, start to pop up on your feed. There's usually something there, honestly, for you. Even if it's a music video, even if it's something random that maybe you wouldn't particularly be interested in. And I've actually done that before. Is just click on something that maybe popped up on my feed, and I was kind of like, well, why is this popping up on my feed? And I did it, and there was actually something there in that video that actually I actually kind of needed to know, or I wanted to know at that time, and it was just kind of cool how it worked. So pay attention to the synchronicities. If you wanted numerology numbers, I guess, or angel numbers, you might have been seeing 111. You might be seeing 333. I just seen 222. I just seen 666, and I just seen 936. So I don't know. You might be seeing those numbers. Oh, and 26. You might be seeing those numbers as well. Um, I don't have my phone on me, so it's over there. I'd tell you the time, and that might be a little confirmation. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let's do it. Let's test it out. Oh, and 9:52. So, yep. So that's what's up. But yeah, again, thanks for stopping by. Look forward to doing this channel. I hope I inspire other people, as other people have inspired me to do this. And to all the naysayers, um, whether you're a hater or jealousy or envy or whatever, and if that's how you feel, then this channel's probably just simply not going to be for you. If you're emotionally triggered or whatever, then you just obviously need to go probably find somewhere else and just wonder about yourself and work on that, because we're not going to be attracting those kind of people to this channel. If you got negative ill will and intentions, then you will obviously be handled accordingly to my spirit team, and they are not going to be messing around, because they've had enough bullshit. Uh, and I might talk about that at sometimes. I'm sure there will be times where I might have to just talk about life experiences and stuff like that, and just get in there as much as sometimes I probably wouldn't want to rethink about that, but I'm sure if those things happen, I'm sure there's obviously something in it that's meant to help someone else. So if in doing so, I would gladly, I guess, use myself as an example to help other people relate if those occasions need to come about. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about. And that's the beauty of actually awakening and actually truly healing. Healing the taking the time to heal, taking the time to mature, to evolve, to you know to not allow what life throws at us to harden us, but to actually more so just to learn, so we don't have to repeat those lessons and cycles again, and to actually move forward open heartedly, obviously with strong boundaries and stuff, but also that way we can become more aligned with that life and these people, places, and things that we want to truly manifest and have in our life and our reality. And that's what I'm here to hopefully do. And again, I'm not gonna uh, name any other channels for right now, but those that have helped me. It's about five of them. I do greatly appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Um, and I hope your channels go well, and I hope they grow and flourish, as I've seen them do, and that's beautiful. And I hope it keeps going that way for you guys. And I hope my channel does just as beautiful with my own soul tribe and stuff like that. And you know, inspire one another. Inspire not only one another, but also your neighbors, your family, your friends, your collective. If you're a content creator, maybe inspire your people that you're trying to reach and stuff, to inspire them with good intentions, or like, I mean, it could be numerous things. It, it could be art, like I said. I mean, it's just it's a lot of things that it could truly honestly be. But Ooh, excuse me. My throat's getting dry. So I'm gonna close out this reading. Like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna make this my first video or not. I might. I'm kind of like going back and forth. Um, Either way though, I'm definitely going to probably be putting up on somewhere around May 30th of actually doing a true reading. Like I said, I look forward to seeing you guys then. Like I said, I might but go ahead and just post this on the 30th and let this be kind of like my first intro video. And then also just follow it up by doing a reading or something or two that day as well. Just kind of like a 3-in-1, just with a good intro, and then also with coming back later that day or something like that, you know. Because, like I said, I got to do a couple more personal readings. I would like to definitely knock those out. They're more local. And then everything would be caught up. So then if you guys book any kind of readings, then we'll be straight on, right on pace with any of you guys coming in um, within doing that, you know. Uh, so yeah, I'd probably be the 30th will definitely be my main day that I'm probably gonna probably at least drop the main video for the channel to start it and stuff like that, or the main reading, just start doing all the channel messages and stuff like that, and yeah, I guess that's it. So peace out. See you on the next one. Look forward to chatting with you guys. I'll actually probably try to get at least I'll think of something. I'll think of something. That's irrelevant though. I'm just chit chatting now.